I would say the most important thing to pay attention when choosing academy would be to really learn what you're going to learn in your years in the academy, because there's a lot of kids who would go into the engineering academy or whatever academy thinking that it was something, but not actually knowing which classes you're going to take or which teachers you're going to have. So really do your research.
Nice.
Just know that this decision won't necessarily impact the rest of your life.
I chose to join FATA because I view myself as a more creative person and a more structured academic person, I guess you would say. I value creativity and being able to use my creativity, so.
I don't value because most people think that, somebody with a disability cannot do anything that everybody can. I want to prove to people that even though that I have a disability, I can do fashion and I can do other things like they can.
When I was in 8th grade, I noticed myself drawing a lot on my paper. So I was like, when I get into high school, I should probably choose something constructive, like an actual art class. So I joined FATA.
9th grade, they did a presentation in my class, and I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. And I've always kind of been an artist, so I wanted to pursue that. So 10th grade, I did the interview for it and then got in.
It's a new environment. If you feel safe, it's just something that I'm used to because I went to OSA for middle school, so it's just it's a good experience.
Well, personally, I've done a lot of digital design projects, but I've done a lot of projects which are really push you to think outside of the box.
People who say
Everyone here is kind of like a family, and all the projects that we get to do are definitely based off of your artistic style, and we kind of get to do whatever we want and take whatever path we want. If we want to do a painting, we could. If we wanted to do something in the lab, we could. So that's always my favorite.
Well, I didn't even want to join animation at first. I wanted to be a fashion designer. I wanted to be with those people. But when I saw animation, when I came into this room at first, I saw what people were creating, and I realized I didn't want to make clothes. I wanted to make my clothes come to life in the world of animation.
Well, my father's worked in the film industry for most of his life, and so he usually gets to bring me on set sometimes, and one time he worked on the movie called WALL-E, and I got to see it at Pixar for one of the first screenings, and that really inspired me to look into animation and how they did it.
Well, my dad works in the film industry, and I've been into art for a really, really long time. And when I came to Tech, I originally was going to apply to the art program, but I found that animation was much more suited to my interests.
So far, I don't really know what I want to do in the animation industry, so I've just been seeing what I like best, whether it's 2D or 3D animation, or maybe if it's not even animation or if it's modeling. I do see myself doing this as a career. Again, I'm not really sure what field I want to enter, but I just know that I'll find something that I like the most and I'll stick with it. And it's just me trying to find where I fit into the industry.
It's not just about the law or just about race. It's about the world in general, the system that we live in, and how we can make a change.
My favorite thing about this academy is I can really connect to it, since we talk about things like immigration, criminal law. We get to talk about stuff that might be hard for other people to talk about it.
Important to hear how the systems that we're talking about affect everybody.
In the beginning of the year, I didn't know if I would like circle because I didn't really know anybody in the pathway. But now, everybody, they're cool with each other.
In this community, I feel like I can really connect with my peers and talk about real world experiences and things, and I just feel really comfortable.
What I like best about race policy and law is the diversity. We always have fun educational arguments, or like there's a lot of different perspectives, and it's just a fun pathway to be in.
Just being here with all these different people has really educated me on a lot of things.
Where it's gonna be very hands-on and it's very creative, actually, how it's set up.
Something I really like is the field trips and panels that we have in this, and touring the med circuit is really cool.
The lawyers coming in, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, it's been very interesting. Like, I get to learn how they deal with their job or what they do, and like where they work at, and then how they help people.
Even if you're not interested in law or being in politics, it's still a very good academy. It's really teaching you about how to work through the system and how to be successful.
This academy is really good if you're into social justice and making a difference.
People that like to talk or like to argue about things and want to help people.
Students are interested in racial justice or equity and equality would definitely enjoy this pathway a lot. It's just fun knowing that we can be making a change in the world.
Like, because of this pathway, we're able to like learn how the real life justice system really works.
Anybody interested in law or like social justice and trying to make a better community, I feel like race policy and law is a good academy for you.
It really makes me feel more comfortable to stand up for people that don't look like me or people that do look like me. Or it just really opened my eyes to a lot of things.
The health fair really impacted me because it made me aware of different issues in the health field, like stress and sleep deprivation, and I feel like that's really important and a cool thing to have in high school.
So my junior year at the Health Academy, I interned at Highland Hospital with this program called Youth Bridge, and it was amazing. I got to intern, I got to shadow nurses in the ER, and I got to see real trauma cases, and it was really cool. And then that following summer, I also interned at the Oakland VA, which is a clinic for veterans. And at that clinic, I was able to actually help and take care of patients. And so it was cool to contrast the difference between a clinic and a hospital and the ER and everywhere else. So those were two really exciting experiences for me.
I love how it's a community and everybody supports each other and all the teachers know who you are, and it's less individual and more about the group.
In your academy, what experiences have been most impactful?
I think seeing a baby born, because that made me realize how important life is.
What internship did you see that in?
HEALS program.
HEAL?
Yeah.
At Highland Hospital?
At Highland Hospital.
Cool.
I just feel like it was a family environment, and so I think that's what a student really wants when they're studying and actual critical thinking, going through struggles in the coding.
My most impactful experience with Intel is when I got accepted into the internship and during the internship, because there we learned skills and we had experiences that I never would get anywhere else, no matter how hard I tried. And it was really just a way to see what it's really like to work in a tech company and really help me figure out what field I may want to go into in my future.
Most impactful experience for me was learning, last year I learned how the internet works, all the protocols of the internet. It was really something that I thought I would never understand, and then the fact that I got it and fully understood it was really good.
The main draw for me for the Computer Academy was just the amount of opportunities that provided that would actually land me a job in my nearby future. And it's already been really great. I've already had a 6-week job with Intel because of it, and I've learned a lot, and I found out that I actually am interested in technology, not just the opportunities that comes with the Computer Academy. So instead of just doing something that you think would be fun, look at an academy's reputation, look at what the pathway can provide for you in the future, and just go for it.
I really appreciate the different style of teaching that is present in the Engineering Academy, and the different ways that you learn new things. It's a lot more hands-on, and it's a lot less you watch someone else do it and then you try it for yourself. It's a lot more you just kind of like dive right into things and take on new challenges however you can.
If you enjoy working independently, I think this academy would be good. While we do have instruction, a lot of our time is spent working on projects or classworks sort of on our own. And so I like that independent feeling, and then you could also go up and get help if you need it. But I like being able to move around freely, being able to go get your materials on your own and to set up your work on the table. It just felt good to me.
So I think the best advice you can get for going into an academy is like, don't just look at what you think will be fun, like look at your future.
If you choose Health Academy, be actually interested in it, because it might be hard if you're not interested in it or you find it boring.
Regardless of what academy you choose, make sure, please, you ask them, like, how are they going to have your back? How are they going to support you? How are they going to make sure that when you need tutoring, or if your GPA is falling, or if you're going through something hard, who's going to have your back, who's going to help you, and who's going to make sure you're okay? Because at the end of the day, your academy is going to be the group of kids that you're stuck with for your next couple years of high school. So you want to make sure that it's a good group with good teachers who will love and support you.